Hey y'all, and welcome to another Hypixel Skyblock video. In today's video, I'll be going through all the new Wither Armor the Wither Armor variants for the Nether update. So, what I'm talking about is that there's a similar kind of armor to Wither Armor that's coming in the Nether Revamp, which is kinda cool. As well as a couple M7 leaks, M7 drops because M7's already out. And the F7 revamp. So let's get right into it. But before we do, I'd just like to say that thanks to every single person who watched my last video, because I got 2k views, and I'm overly happy with that. But the only thing that wasn't very great was that I only got 1.7% of people subbed, so that's kind of bad. Not gonna lie, but yeah, hopefully we can get more subs this time, and if you haven't already, scroll down and click that like and subscribe button. So enjoy the video. So I mentioned before that there was going to be a Wither Armor-ish variant for the Nether update, and this new armor is called Hollow Armor, and what it does is it can be crafted into these new armor sets that are going to come out in the Nether revamp. So there's one for Berserk, Mage, Archer, and Tank, and they all are pretty cool. I can't really find an image of them because all that has been leaked is the stats for them, and they're really good actually. So let's get right into the first armor set that can be crafted from Hollow Armor. So the first armor set is known as Crimson Armor and is going to be the new Necrons. So what it does, it gives some alright strength and alright crit damage, and it's nearly equal to Necrons. But then we remember the fact that this one can be starred 10 times. So all of these new armor sets can be starred 10 times with Crimson Armor as well as some new items. It's got some really good EHP, which will be really useful for people who can't really survive dungeons well but really want to do it. So that's Crimson Armor in a nutshell. Then there's Terror Armor, which is going to be the new Maxors, but does a ton more arrow damage, and it's actually useful for Archer, not just for Mage. Since this one doesn't really give any speed, it gives more arrow damage and how overpowered the arrows are. So that will actually be useful for people with Terminators as long as they have a Black Cat pet, because Black Cat equals speed, so yeah, speed is good. Just like to mention that all these armor sets have their own abilities, and then you can reforge them with these new reforged stones to, there are some reforged stones that were leaked not too long ago, and their reforges will give them more abilities as well as stats. So that's really cool as well. So Terror Armor, it gives some also alright EHP, similar to the Crimson Armor, but apart from that, not overly good. So far, Crimson Armor is just the best one out of these. Then there's Fervor Armor. We don't really want to talk about Fervor Armor because it's completely useless. It's slightly tanky, not really tanky, but Goldor's is better. And then the abilities, the actually only one good thing about it, because everything else is just not very good. So let's just get on to the next armor, which is Aurora Armor, which buffs your intelligence and is used mostly for mages, but the intelligence it gives isn't so great, and the EHP is the only good part, apart from the fact that its ability might do something in the future, because it does something with your, it will find corrupted souls or something in the new Nether revamp, because they're adding things like that to Skyblock. You will see in the ability that it has some interesting things that it does, and I'm not quite sure yet what it is that it actually does because it's so confusing. But it could become a new meta and a new money making method, so you might want to invest in a mage setup right now. And so if you've made it this far in the video, you might know that I'd like to put in a plug. So if you like this video so far and you want to see more of these, please consider subscribing and also clicking that like button, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy the rest of this video. So some other leaks that have come out, lag. You might know that some dyes have come out and they're pretty much like a 1 in infinity chance, which is slightly annoying. So you can get this dye from a wolf. Like there's this one dye known as Celeste dye, which you can get from wolves. So I'll show you right now in the bestiary. So pretty much it is a new RNG drop that has been added. So before there were only the two hound pets in RNG loot, and now there's an extra one, and that one is the Celeste dye. It's a 0% chance, even though it is possible. It's just too small a number to add. So pretty much you don't really want to grind for these, and moreover it's just useful for flexing, so don't really bother getting any dyes for like actual progress. If you do get one though, they're really good profit because they give like 50 mil or so if you're lucky, like if you get a good one. So yeah, that's about it with dyes, apart from the fact that there was a new oopsie that the admins made where they reintroduced black necrons, black storms, and so on. So if you get confused about why there are so many more black maxors on the auction house, you'll pretty much know. And so on to the second half of this video. M7 was released, as you'll probably know, and it adds K-Man in phase 5 of the boss fight. I won't go through too much of it, but it looks really cool and is amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, go to Deathstreak's channel and you'll be able to see it there. It's so cool. There's also a new sword known as the Dark Claymore. I can go check the auction house right now, as long as I turn my chat on, because everyone just keeps on spamming random stuff in guild chat these days. So the Dark Claymore has a swing range of 5, has an alright amount of damage and strength, and is overall quite good for its 50 mil price tag, because it is actually quite useful. It could become a new Berserk meta, but I'm not exactly sure because I'm not very good. So we'll search up the Dark Claymore, and right now you can make about 500 mil, well 400 mil, 380 mil profit off of dropping the Dark Claymore, and they're not actually too rare, so that is actually kind of useful. So as you can see, there are also 5 Master Stars now, so that looks really satisfying. And this thing has an actually alright like amount of damage in dungeons as well as outside of dungeons, so if you kind of want to just use a new weapon, might as well get a Dark Claymore because they're really cool. Not really because of anything else, because they still get outclassed by other things like the Giant Sword, because the Giant Sword's so much cheaper. But apart from that, it's just that the Dark Claymore is really cool and useful to flex with, and that's the only reason why you'd probably actually want to get one. They also did release a new shiny Wither armor that was kind of a glitch, because it added a 50% boost onto it, and also made it so it could appear in just a base of, like a base mythic rarity without being recommed with auto recommer, or by just being recommed from the dungeon chest. So after you get it from mythic, you can get into a divine version of it, and then also 50% extra stats, which is really interesting. So pretty much apart from these things this week, not that much has come out. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you really liked it, consider subscribing and clicking that like button. I will also be giving a 1 potato giveaway. All you have to do is comment your IGN in comments below and tell me a reason why you like potatoes, and multiple people will be picked as long as you're online while I'm online, and I'll try to see if I can give you that potato. But so apart from that, hope to see you in the next video, and bye.